I'm sitting here thinking about uh relationship. Like Bushy, bro, you was supposed to come, but you pushed the right button with all your extracurricular activity. You kept going and going and going, and you just. I've been around women my whole life, bro. Women are very intelligent and brilliant, and women, if you get a group of women come together, and let's say this is a, let's say they could utilize something like this to create the best man, and they say and they got gifts. How can we break this man? I'm telling you, I got this thing where I used to do when I did deal with relationship, and what it was like each one of us share something with one another that's real deep and dark, something that probably broke us, that can affect the relationship, something very, very, very hurtful that we normally wouldn't tell nobody. So, and the reason for this was it'll help the relationship a great deal, because somehow it worked, you know. But it was normally so harsh that it affects you so bad, you kind of know, no matter what, how to tolerate each other. And I did it in my relationship. Sometimes it was hard to get it out of them, but when they finally let it go, it was a decent relationship, you know. I even did it with female friends, like the Flame. We did it together. It helped. And, you know, she can go off, talk junk, and it don't bother me because I know what she kind of done went through. And the same thing for me, you know. She knew to look over it or whatever. But when you got 13 women, let's say it's 13 women, a group of women, and you haven't really shared this with these women, but these women, they finna share it with you because they finna give it to you. They finna come up, these 13 women working together, and they finna come up with a way to break a man. Women are very intelligent. If you can get 13 of them together to plot and scheme their best motive to break a man, they ain't trying to break him, they're trying to kill him. They're trying to kill him. And if they do it over and over and over, because somebody kept me in a loop, and I could pretty much guess it was probably Bushy Brow. And I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, because you was trespassing anyway, and you was trespassing in loan that was far beyond your understanding. But you were young, and I knew you didn't know no better. But I'm going to just write it off as you probably were doing it for money reasons. You don't play with nobody like that, though. Not nobody. I mean, I'm sure you got it from somebody who was very successful in doing that, but I don't think they did it as quite often as you did. You know, it was a way they probably did it that they could probably possibly get away with it when it comes to energy. You wasn't doing it like that, honey. You were looping something. If it was you, I could be wrong. It could be assumptions, it could be accusations, it could be bias, but whatever y'all was doing, I felt it. I had to say stuck anyway, so it wasn't a big deal. But women it's enough to deal with one woman. I used to tell pimps and players, I used to say, how the world y'all deal with so many women? Because they were good and they had them women tame, bro. I never could get it out of them, though. It might have been something I didn't want to hear nowhere. And they probably knew that. And women are very intelligent, man. That's why I say this is a woman world, not no man's world. I don't know what James Brown was thinking about. He wasn't thinking clear. But, which was helpful to me because it helped me learn how to deal with women on a more deeper page. Because arguments going to occur in a relationship. It's just how you deal with them. And you need to put it in practice. And in this situation, I was able to do that a lot. I still ain't good as I need to be and want to be. But that darn bushy brow and that little group of yours, my God. Y'all was just having a field day with me. And you know, I had an ass up group of women. I always had women to do this stuff. And I asked some when I was younger, why you do this? They said, because you can take more. And we want to break you. We trying to figure out what break you. I said, but why would you do that to somebody that you could potentially love for? Because if you break them, wouldn't you break your opportunity to have love for somebody? Because that person wouldn't love you no more. And it's like they don't think about that. Every time I ask them that, they don't even think about that far. They don't think that far. They just think because they are garden or they are rose, they can do whatever to a man that man's supposed to take. It don't work that way. Not with no man, probably a boy, but not with no man. It don't work that way. It'll never work that way. And the hits, the constant attacks, and the loot from a certain group of individuals. Like I said, it was mainly money. And then you were probably dating somebody in my family that was already a secret hater. And you know, they gonna keep doing what they spaced out teeth. Looking like a possum. No possum grinning. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't play no game with nobody, bro. Cause I don't, you know, y'all, them boys that I think y'all got with, bro, they ain't like me. They couldn't be like me in their best days, bro. They can only be like me through you, as much as they could. That's why I didn't call the other 13 in. Because I realized that they all got to go through that, whatever y'all going through out there. And I said, man, I ain't finna put... So I felt like I'm putting this girl through this. It's like y'all got to go through some tests. And I kept thinking about my grandparent. And I was like, my grandparent. I'm feeling lazy, bro. I tell you, it's how I can be lazy. I tell you, that's why I heard guys say take a break. I might be tripping though. But I'm gonna take full advantage of it. She's gonna be like, why you ain't doing that? Cause I'm tired. Father, I'm tired. I'm so tired, Father. Please give me a break. I beg you. Then you can't beg God for no break. Give you a break for good. Okay, no more chosen position for you. You out of here. I told you, God don't play, bro. He the best father in the world, in the galaxy. He don't play. He know how to turn. He know how to turn all his kids into men and women, bro. He sure do. He a great father though. He gonna always be there. No matter if you're in the worst position in your life. You can be in the worst position in your life, right there where you feel like you're ashamed. That's God. There's God watching you. Probably even crying for you. But anyway. And so I ain't called the other 13 in. And I was left really with just one. And I feel for her. And me and her had shared so much energy, bro. And they say she might have been an activist. I don't know if she is or not, but we had shared so much energy with each other. I already know she gonna feel me to the day she died. Cause I ain't shared that much energy with nobody. And my life, myself, and God. I put a lot of energy in that girl, in the spiritual. I feel for her because she kind of hollow. She's a good person. She's a good person. She's a good girl. She's a good woman. She's a good lady, but she kind of hollowed a little bit. I don't know if she know it. You gotta get rid of that, baby. Especially if you're the light, you gotta get rid of that. And I don't know why a lot of y'all are hollowed, but she just a little hollowed, including myself sometimes. I get that way, but you gotta be careful of that. And a lot of that come with inner childhood wounds. And I want to call a lot of the other. It's a whole nother 13. I already know 3 of them. I ain't even thinking about it. Cause I realize they gotta go down this experimental path, and I feel everything. I just feel the pain, bro. Like, in y'all situation, it might be sex and love and having fun, but in my situation, it's pain. Because I see how it's gonna end. It ain't gonna end good like you think it is. And then you're gonna have to reflect back on what you really lost. Or whatever that may be. It was a trick. It was a game, devil games. Satan, what they call it, abyss. In the astral, they call it is it Satan abyss? I think they call it Satan abyss. See, this earth shifts to a hell horizon. And when it do that, y'all be dead in the center of that. And what I mean by that is that if you very sexually active or just sexually active, and what I mean by that you ain't really in no real relationship, you just active, sexually active, and you doing drugs, you just of the world. If you get caught up in that hell horizon and you of the world, it's like I'm starting to realize it might be some significance in them stars and moons and suns and all that more than we think. And it's like I'm finna start getting into it. I've been asking God about it, but this is not really astrology here though. This is something like they showed it on YouTube. They got this short with YouTube with Jesus walking, and it's got these different moons, and it looked like it's cycles in astrology, but it ain't. And I think even on the shorts it showed that ain't what that is though. It's way more deeper than that. But it's like you can tell by the moon shifts or something, and you can tell what lover you're supposed to be with, who you're supposed to be with, when you're supposed to be with them, and they're lined up in the stars and all that. It directs you to your exact lover. Like I was sitting here wondering, like, why is it so hard? It ain't supposed to be that hard. It's right in front of us. And I remember reading a slave book a long time ago where they used to punish slaves for looking in the sky at night. That's probably what it was. You could tell where your lover is at through the stars, like literally. You can tell exactly who you're supposed to be with. And when God line you up with somebody, it ain't no displaying exotic. It ain't none of all that's irrelevant. All that's garbage. All that's garbage. Because you fit each other like a key and an ignition. It's all that's garbage. All of it. And I know that for a fact. Because I used to be another experimental. I'm not really an experimental baby, but I used to love to do stuff when I was younger. I know that for a fact. That's real. But I'm starting to realize something with the moons and stuff. And it's deeper than astrology though. But I can't see it good. I see it in the spiritual. It's like they line up. It's like you gotta line up when they line up, and you gotta line up right. And it's like when they line up, you gotta be standing in your, I ain't gonna say somewhat, you gotta be somewhat standing in your higher self. Or be at least sound-minded. On the physical, it look like you gotta have a job. Your parents, it's almost like on the physical when your parents say you need to have a job, you need to have a foundation before you do this, do that, and do that. Well, that's birth from the spiritual, but in the spiritual it's like that. In the spiritual, it's more like you need to be done with sowing your royal oats. You need to be mature. You need to be a real man and woman. You need to be ready for the game now. You need to be ready to get out the game and get to the real life. And basically that's what it is. So it's like when these moons and these stars line up, even though you can see your lover. That's why I won't do it, because I know I'm going to see exactly what my love is. Even though you can see your lover, you still can't get with her. There's a woman out there that's one of them 13 that's doing that. And the only reason why she ain't never come to me when she wanted to come to me is because she was waiting on that. I don't know if it's these 13s or the next 13, but it's a woman that's supposed to be looking for me through the galaxy somehow. God done told me all kind of stuff. There's all kind of unique stuff. Keep me company, man. I be learning this stuff from God, bro. I be by myself all the time. I'm always by myself. People think it's sad. It ain't sad. If you've been by yourself your whole life, how is it sad? Chill, I'm right myself. I'm when you start doing nice by me and doing something nice for me, and then I'm starting to wonder, okay, what's your angle? Otherwise, I'm pretty much comfortable. You know, I've been by myself all my life. And you don't be sad after you have been by yourself all your life. When I say that, I'm saying that I done reformed and remolded I got beside myself. I'm complete by myself. I needed to go through this though, so I would know how to treat a woman properly if I did get in a relationship. Sometimes you might have to get with a woman that done been banged up. You gotta fix her and put her back together first, or you can deal with her. I done had to do that. I thought I was gonna end up with a prison woman. A woman that got a lot of years. I told God that, I said, go ahead and give me my $1 billion. I'm finna go get somebody out of prison that got life, you know. They're gonna give me a hard lady. Sada Shakur. I'm gonna go find her. There's another one in there somewhere. But yeah, I'm just sitting here thinking about some crazy stuff. Whole mind done turned up, huh? What else I was finna say? And that's another thing. I've been in this situation. I'm trying not to really talk about it because so much games involved and you really don't even know what's real or fake no more. I probably already done met physically the one I'm supposed to be with, and then I probably haven't, you know. You just never know. I try to stay away from the relationship part. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. These tests, I hate it because it's like this test. Since the world is so perverse, I wonder can they, for like the next lifetime, can they redesign it to where a person can do it by themselves and achieve whatever they're trying to achieve on their own. It probably can't work like that though.